All right, everybody, welcome back to the Marvel Snapcast, episode 67. I'm your host, Ken, of course, STG, here with our co-host, the one and only
Top 5 best snappers in the world. Sino. Because I snapped that hot fire, you heard?
Yeah, I know you guys missed this. I know last week we took off for the 4th of July observance of that holiday. Of course, you know, our wonderful guest co-host, ItsGuestGaming, Mr. Sax, man himself is on vacation. So, of course, he wasn't with us last week. But he's also not with us here this week. But we didn't leave you guys out. We do have a third person with us.
Right, we brought
I
back
want to That's right. We want to introduce this amazing content creator in Marvel Snap. He's doing big things. I met him personally for the first time last year around this time, and I was surprised to see how tall he was. I believe him and Guess are probably in the same, stratosphere, the way that how tall these guys are.
Wow.
But nonetheless, this person's energy matches his height. You guys seen him, you guys heard him, you've seen the videos, you've seen the content. He is the up and coming, newest top Marvel Snap content creator. Please, ladies and gentlemen, help me introduce the one and only King
the King. Tucker, let's go.
Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is so great to be here. Thank you guys so much for having me. It is a privilege and an honor, my friends.
Yes. Welcome in, my friend. How you been?
Man, I'm doing freaking great. I mean, season just started, but it's gonna be a good one. So much content just pumping and flowing. Like, I'm super excited.
Yes, I did tweet when we first heard about the DeadPool season that's going to be Christmas in July, and it looks like Marvel Snap is not disappointing. But before we dive into, of course, this new season, let's talk about the card we did not get to speak about last week while we were on vacation, and that one is, of course, the one and only Arishem. Now, Arishem, ladies and gentlemen, is a phenomenal card, as you guys can see here. There's a Series 5 at the start of the game. +1 max energy, shuffle 12 cards, random cards, of course, into your deck. Now, we here on the Snapcast had a rating system. We still have that rating system. Tucker, I'm not sure if you know how the rating system works, but we're going to break it down for you real quick. That means starting from the bottom, we have plastic. Then, of course, we go to silver. We have gold. We have platinum. And then we have diamond. All right, so that's the breakdown of our rating system. Now, of course, in our system, instead of saying a half or a point or percentage, we could say this card is double plastic or double platinum. Whatever you want, that's how we rate these cards. Now, going into the week of Arishem, I believe all of us here probably gave this card around a silver and a gold. We didn't really give it a high rating because, of course, we all sat back.
I think silver or plastic. I don't even know if I gave it even any type of
See?
love. I was definitely not nice to Arishem.
Just like the rest of the Snap community, because I don't want 12 random cards in my deck. And it was X, Y, and Z. Everybody around the world were just like, this card is whatever. The card came out. We got a full week to interact and play with this card. We're going to start with the guest, of course, Tucker. What is your take on Arishem? How do you feel about the card? And let people know your rating on it.
So I'm honestly, I am a fan of this card. I think it's kind of gets the same thing that happened when Loki first came out. It is, I think, a bit overplayed right now, but it's because of how good the card is. I think going into the week, I probably would have rated it a platinum. And I think now I might go a double platinum on this card because of the immense value you get being able to have more energy going into round one than your opponent. And even though you are getting these 12 cards shuffled into your deck, more often than not, Arishem has the nuts. Just like Loki, if you don't draw your combo, Loki gets your nuts. It's just disgusting. This card is crazy. Like, if we looked at the stats for it too, day 2 of Arishem, 75% of the entire Marvel Snap community was playing this card. Yesterday during my climb, I feel like 60% of the people were still playing it. Like, this card is still everywhere, and I think it's not the best card in the game, but the value it adds, enabling you to get some of the best cards in the game, Mockingbird, it just is really, really disgusting.
Okay. All right. Sino, how do you feel about the card? Your rating?
I rated it really low when we talked about it. even though I did crack this list, okay, Sino said that Blob would match perfect with Arishem from the jump. I called it, and I cracked it. Okay, Sino said it first. Sino said it first. Let's go. Yeah, Tuck. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a platinum rating. This is definitely a cracked list. I underestimated the impact of Arishem. Playing in Tucker's tournament was really an eye opener for me because I was really exposed to how well this card actually. I mean, well, how much fun this card is to play. How well it does as far as ladder goes or anything like or conquest or anything like that. That's for you guys to judge. You know what I mean? I personally wouldn't really run this unless I'm doing the whole blob thing and everything. But yeah, I like Arishem. I think it's a platinum card. It's very fun. It brings something new to Snap, which we all desperately wanted, and we all had fun, and we all still having fun. So yeah, I like Arishem. Let's go.
All right, awesome. I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm gonna give this card a diamond on the strength that it has changed the whole landscape of Marvel Snap. Just because of that alone. I mean, everyone. So going into this week of Arishem, it was a very up and down. Who's going to get it? Why they want it? Whatever the case is. But like Tucker mentioned before, 75% of the Snap community were playing this card, and this is not based on mobile as well, right? This is strictly on untapped numbers. So could you imagine the mobile numbers? It should be a higher number than 75%. Nonetheless, the things that blow my mind about that is card acquisition. We all say card acquisition is horrible. How is it that 75% or more of the community is playing the newest card that came out? So two things could have happened. One, people were like, don't care about any of the other cards this season. I just want this card, which still will blow my mind to hear people wanting this card over all the others. Or two, card acquisition isn't that bad. Nonetheless, we're not here to talk about card acquisition. We're here to talk about this card, and I have to give it a diamond because it has breathed or given Snap a new breath of fresh air. I mean, it is amazing to play this card, and it's also amazing to beat this card, right? We don't feel the hate that we get from Eliath when Eliath beats us, right? We don't feel the hate when Loki takes our cards, and just like how,
I hate him
but
too. Yeah,
but when we lose an Arishem deck, even the Arishem decks that have Loki,
we'd be like, all right, I get it.
So just like Tucker said, I'm gonna go back on that too. Everyone, when Loki came out, was on the Loki train. Oh, new card, bringing new things to Snap. This is fun. This is great.
It didn't help that all you streamers were giving away codes for like 30 Lokis. So just I know. We said we'd never talk about that. Keep going.
Yes. So then the fact that a week or two later, Loki became the worst card in Marvel Snap, I was so mad at it. I think Arishem won't get that much heat, but I do believe after a newer card that is better comes out, people will probably fall back on Arishem. But right now, that extra plus energy is so good because you can play your 6 cost cards on 5, your 5 on 4, etc., etc. So yeah, I have to give it a diamond just for that. I think a lot of people in Snap who left Snap came back just to play this card, and they're happy. So it gets a diamond from me. Now we're going to dive into, of course, the next card on our list. And of course, this card is the new Battle Pass card as we dive into this new season of Marvel Snap. And of course, it's the one and only, how do we say this? GwenPool. Not DeadPool, but GwenPool. So GwenPool, of course, guys, is on reveal. Choose 3 random cards in your deck and give it +2 energy every time. That means it doesn't have to hit it doesn't have to hit 3 random. It could hit 1 card 2 times, 1 card 3 times, etc. But I think seeing this card, we all thought it was broken. We all thought this card is going to be a problem. And after 24 hours of playing this card, I think we all know exactly where this card stands. So again, we're going to start with our guest that's here with us. Tucker, how do you feel about GwenPool?
GwenPool.
I think she's still like a good card. I think she's probably more of a silver to double silver, depending on what list you're running her in. I think there's certain lists where you didn't really have a card to play on 4. And like using this in Surfer is something I did last night, and you do get some tremendous value if you don't have your Absorber Man. This hitting a Brood, this hitting a Shaw. I was playing her also in a mill list where this hit a Gladiator, and a Gladiator became a 3/12. Like the value you can get from this card is great. And I think I like it more than Gilgamesh because it is more flexible, which I like that there. And like if we're talking about Arishem and stuff too, this card gets randomly generated from Arishem. You can get some immediate value to make some of those dead cards just playable. So I think this is a good card, but not necessarily like a meta-defining card.
All right, that's a good point. So double silver for you. Sino, how do you feel about this card going into the season now?
I'm gonna go. I agree with Tucker. I think it's a double silver. I want to say gold, but I don't know if gold. If she I think she just misses gold. Not
That's
loving the 4. I'm not loving the 4 cost. I think she's a 3. I think this card would also go well with Destroy, and just playing her on 4 with Destroy, Tucker, would kind of suck for the
I
curve.
played her in Destroy on 4,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Did it work out as well as it was supposed? See, that's what I'm saying.
Clunky.
It's yes. Thank you. So like, I just think a 3 maybe, and maybe we can lower the power down a little bit to a 5, like a 3/5.
I think 3/4.
3/4. Okay. See, that's fair. But just to make her work better for combos and things like that, I think that would probably make her work better. I think that would rate her higher. She'd be like a double gold if she was a little bit better worked. But yeah, I agree with Tucker. I think she would be great in Surfer. I think she's great in Discard also, and Destroy. So I think she has her, but she's not meta changing. You're really gonna have to move some things around and try to work her into these card lists and try to see if on 4 or maybe Zabu. I miss Zabu. Zabu brings her down to a 3, and then you work your magic. I don't know, but it's double silver, just too much work, not really enough payoff for me. All right, that's the best I can really think of. Yeah.
That's understandable. I give this card a gold. I'm going to go with the gold. Just the same way I feel about the last season's card, Fastos. I think this card and Fastos are kind of in the same boat for me. Fastos, you really can't make a card list for him. You have to put him in any card list.
Mm-hmm.
You think you get benefit from the cost and the power increase. I think Gwyneth, we'll call her Gwyneth. I think she's great in any card list. Because her name is Gwen, so I'm going to give her Gwyneth.
Okay, it's like Gwyneth.
No, Gwyneth, like Gwyneth Paltrow. Okay, Gwyneth Pool. Stop it. All right. So, like I was saying, I think she's good at any card list that you do not put her in for any particular reason, right? So I put her in a discard card list with Swarms and APOC and Proxima and all that, thinking, all right, if we hit these cards and Wolverine, we hit these cards, and then of course on turn 5 we have our boy MODOK wipe our hands, and we'll have some chunky Swarms, and Proxima will be nice and chunky on that lane, and APOC will be ready for draft. That doesn't really work. I played plenty of that, and every time Swarm is in my hand, she just dodged Swarm and gave it to everybody else. And I think that is basically,
she just was like, Swarm, nah. Somebody else gets it. That's how
I got a list for you actually with some discard stuff you might like.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
We gotta talk about it. So what I ended up doing was I put her in a card list. Shout out to Tucker with his favorite card, Pixie, and Pixie and her were phenomenal. This card list had things like She-Hulk, again, Wasp, right? Because I'm getting chunky Wasp at the 0 that I could drop. It had Grandmaster and Wong. So I'm playing her, then I'm Grandmastering on the Wong. My Wasp is like at a 9. I could drop a 0/9 on the last turn. It was so much fun. And that is because I didn't make a card list particular for her to buff any card. I made a card list for her to buff any card that's in the card list and just play it out as normal. So I think her and Pixie, Grandmaster, I think are all great. Because if you could Pixie on 2, you could probably get a 3 cost Gwyneth. Right? And you play her on 3, you play Wong on 4, you play Grandmaster and something else on 5 into the Wong lane. So on turn 6 now, you're just dropping whatever you want. 0, 15, She-Hulk, 09 Wasp. It was just so much fun. And I think that's basically where I see her at. Just like with Fastos, I think it's more so, hey, put him on the list. If you hit it, you're good to go. Also, what's his name was in there too? Shaw. And Shaw got to 20 in my hand. I'm like, this is bananas. So I just think, I did have Brood in there, and Brood came on the board at a 10, with all the Broods making it like 10, 10, 10. I'm like, what kind of madness is this? So I'm telling you, we definitely are being harsh on Gwen because her core is definitely an issue. But
it's too expensive late in the game.
If you want to play Magic, or like I said, Pixie, because if you play Pixie, your chances of getting a cheaper Gwen is out there. And I think that's probably what you want. So you can get that 3-cost Gwen. You can get that 0-cost Gwen, right? You can do a lot of cool things. So I think between Pixie and Magic, I think that can help you get the Gwen that you want. Now, Zabu also, Psylocke. Also, I had Psylocke in the discard one. So those cards can help you get Gwen out on 3. So if you really want that, definitely put those cards in the list. I do miss Zabu as well. I think Zabu might become an activate card, which I'm totally for as long as we know what activate does.
And that's what it is. The 4-drops right now just feel not as good because we are missing the best cat. You know?
Yes, absolutely. We miss you.
And I just think we can't have every card that come out at 4 drop to a 3, right? Because I think that's what's happening. We just like, I don't like this card at this cost. Make it lower. But they did it with every card.
Some just fit better than others, and I just don't think this fits in the 4 lane. I just don't.
It was made for Zabu.
Yes.
No, I agree, but it needs to stay there because we put it in 3. It's another problem. Like look at Ravenna. One was a 3 cost, where we did drop it at 2. You know what I mean? Like we have to. I think Gwyneth needs to stay at a 4, and we need to get cards to help bring that
So maybe we bring her appeal up a little bit. Maybe what is she, a +3 to every to 3 cards and +2, right? So make her a +3. I see. No. I like that.
She was 4/4 +2 to 4 different cards, but they changed her to 4/6 to 3 different cards.
Okay.
Yeah, I think 3 different cards are fine. If you want, I would have preferred her to be more of the lowest cards in your hand. So I guarantee I'm hitting Swarm.
I like that.
Like that would be the better.
Mm-hmm. It's targeted and it brings value to the lower power cards.
Correct. And then now you're thinking about
lower cost cards in your hand.
Now, especially coming out with Hydra Bob, right? You would think, hey,
so lowest powered cost or lowest cost? Lowest power. Lowest power. Now that's interesting.
So it always hits Iron Man. Iron Man gets
Iron Man. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, so my zeros get value. I'm like, wait a minute.
But you can't do Ravonna anymore at that point. So, I mean, there's a good trade-off.
So you're going to trade off. They go. That's the only way I think they can make her better.
Fast with that.
Is make it that.
Maybe you get a cost reduction there.
Hey, whatever the case is, that's what I think will make her better if you target what she hits. Being random means you cannot put her in a specific card list. Put her in a card list and just try to hope she hits something that helps you win. That's basically how I look at it. All right, so you guys gave your ratings. You guys all got the card, of course. For those who are listening to the podcast or watching, if you want a chance to win a battle pass, come over to STG stream over, twitch.tv, or go to our guest, King Tucker. We have things that we do, events that we give away, even Sino, that we give away on stream, on X, that could allow you to win a battle pass. So instead of you sitting here contemplating, is Gwen worth my $10? You don't have to worry about that because you might win a giveaway. So definitely come out and have a good time. Now, let's go on to our next wonderful conversation, our next topic, and that's the card that came alongside GwenPool, and that is, of course, the one and only Hydra. What sound was that, Sina? Why did you make such a sound?
That's what I think of this card, guy.
So, all right, I'm going to go first this time, just so I can say what I have to say. Hydra Bob at a Series 5 makes him a double plastic. We start there. He starts to double plastic. He gets to plastic because he is a 1/4. So that 1/4, that 4 power, I'm feeling that. So I'll bring him up one more notch. He gets to silver because He is good in a moveless. So playing move with him last night, had some fun. It was fun for people to snap, and he still move around the board. Kind of remind me of Silk a little bit, but he only moves twice. Remember, because you only snap the 2 times in the game. Nonetheless, Hydra Bob was fun because able to buff him and have him move around didn't bother me, and that's it. He stays at a plastic for me. I'm sorry. I got him at silver. He lost me a few games. I said I can't do this. He's plastic. Series 5, 1/4. His ability is once you snap or your opponent snap, he moves. What sucks about that is on turn 6, I could be winning this lane right here.
Right.
And my opponent doesn't have anything in it. He don't have the nuts or the bolts. They don't have the nuts or the bolts in their hand, but you know what they got?
What they
got
got?
a snap
I'm
button
scared to ask. A what?
and snap button.
They got a snap button.
And that snap button guarantees that Hydra Bob leaves that winning lane.
Bye, Tech. There goes your cubes.
Oh man, I'm done. That's my take. Tucker, how do you feel about this plastic? I mean, about
this plastic. How do you feel about this plastic?
How you feel about Hydra Bob?
So I think a double plastic is fair. I think he's getting a lot of hate that he may not necessarily need because he only moves up to 2 times. I think you can use this as an opportunity to bluff snap 2 or force your opponent to snap to potentially steal cubes. I think what makes him plastic is that he's Series 5. I think that is the biggest thing that makes him have this downside. Martyr came out and was Series 4. And they're very similar in a sense, but Martyr will deliberately lose you a game. So like the Hydra Bob, I think not having Hydra Bob as your primary win con is actually pretty decent at a 1/4. And your opponent then has to actually snap and be confident that their play beats you in order to make sure Hydra Bob loses you the game, which more often than not, you don't have to win all 3 lanes. You only have to win 2 lanes. So you can kind of play off the Hydra Bob being in that 1 lane if your opponent snaps. You're able to reset your turn, play it out differently, see potentially what can kind of happen. So like I understand the plasticness of it, and we all say it's bad, and I think we're really saying it's bad because honestly, maybe a little spoiler alert, when it comes to a lot of cards this season, they're not worth the caches or the tokens when you have all this new stuff coming out later in the year.
Yes.
So I'm saying double plastic.
My guy. All right. Sino, your take on the Hydra Bob.
This shit is double plastic. This is. I wish I'm gonna go triple. I don't even know if we've had a triple plastic on this show before. Hey, I'm calling it that. Okay. You gotta watch yourself, bro. Okay.
Oh, man.
This is it's one of the lost cards. It's one of those cards where like people were like struggling for ideas and it's like, yeah, we'll make a card move if you snap. That's what I think.
It data mined differently though.
Okay.
2/5.
Yeah, the data mine was a better one, right? It was a 2/5, and what else was it? It wasn't snap. It was if you're losing a lane.
It moves if you're losing the lane. Like
right. That was great.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Right? You're sitting in a lane, you're losing the lane, and it moves.
That makes
like,
more
right,
sense.
See, why did they change it?
They should have kept it that because this right here, this is like the new Gambit variant they tried to give us. This is not good. This is okay. I mean, it just okay. Shout out to Little Robotussin because Little Robotussin loves this card. Yesterday, he killed me with one of those lists, but it wasn't Hydra Bob that was killing me. It was like Eliath and other cards that were killing me. This just was he just liked the effect of it moving, and it did kind of move in the lane that he needed it to at one point, but like. That is so RNG and not always guaranteed. Like this card is gonna frustrate the shit out of people at one point. They're gonna throw their phones trying to win with Hydra Bob, and I don't want to see people go down the wrong path. This is terrible,
missions, bro.
Yeah, this is terrible. This is triple plastic. This shit is garbage. But hey, I don't want to hate on people who like it. So to each his own. It's not for me. It's not for me.
No, I'm with you on that. Like I said, I won some games with it, then I lost the majority, and I said, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this anymore. It is what it is. But I listen, like you guys, like Tucker's whole plan, bluff snapping, getting people to actually commit. But at the end of the day, I think if it kept its old what can I say? It's old data
Text.
mined of
Yes, I would have liked that better.
move, even if it was a 1-4, move from losing the lane.
I
I
think
mean, it
that
goes with
the
it goes
other
with the
card is
lore of Hydra too, right? Because
Mhm.
his lore is like he's scared of war, right? He's scared of things, so he's always running away. So it makes sense. He's
Yeah.
a 1-4 sitting in the lane. He's losing. He's like, I'm leaving, right? That would have been awesome. But
He's scared of
Yes,
snaps
moving
now.
to losing lane would have been good. I like that.
no, not to a losing lane.
Oh,
If
okay.
you're losing, if you're losing in the lane that he's in, he moves from it, which helps
Like-
you, right?
Oh, it
It
goes
hurts
to a
Captain
lane and
Marvel.
tries to win you the other lane, correct?
Well,
Doesn't
yes,
try to
but
win
it's,
you the game. Just
right. He don't
moves.
try to win you the game. He just moves. So again, if you're
Okay,
so for
now he
example,
needs to move to a losing lane. That's what he needs to do. That would make that.
no,
right.
nah,
That's Captain
listen,
Marvel.
Captain Marvel does it
That's
already, right? You
That's
just need a right. His
Well,
whole
shit,
thing.
it's better than what we got right now. Okay,
No,
I
I
take
get
two
you.
goddamn
But I'm
Captain
just saying,
Marvels.
think about it. If you're going up against somebody who has, if they're
A
beating
one
you in that
cost
lane,
Marvel.
no, I'm saying they're beating you in that lane. You don't need the card there, right? Like I wish I could do that. If I'm losing this lane, give me my card.
So it's
Let me
gonna move
ghost
to
right out of
another
there.
lane. Yeah, so it'll try to help you win
Yeah.
another lane. Technically,
Correct.
if you really think about it. See,
But you could be already winning that lane, and he moves
That's
there
true,
anyway.
and it works against you. I get
But
that.
I
Okay,
do
so
want to
you
say, looking at the untapped stats today for Hydra Bob, had a 63% win rate and a +1 cube.
Yeah. So
So
what happened? You're right, because what happened last night when I put him in a move deck, and Hydra Bob's on the field, and I snap, my opponent retreats because either they think, okay, what else is he moving? And he
Mhm.
snaps, so he knows Hydra's they leave the game. So we were cracking jokes last night on stream, like, wow, people are scared of Hydra Bob. And I'm like, they are, but they're scared of the move mechanic behind it, right? Because I'm
Yep.
dropping Cloak on the last turn. Cloak is on turn 5. Now all my cards are sitting here, including Hydra Bob. So I can move Hydro snap. He's going to move out of there. Something else goes in there, which I did, and I won a few games that way. But I think that's what's happening. He's getting that +1 cubes because people see Hydro Bob on the field, whether you buff him or not. Because I had GwenPool on that list too.
Mhm.
You buff Hydro Bob, you snap. Your opponent's like, do I want to see the madness or do I just leave? And that's what happens. People are
Right.
leaving once you snap. So I listen. It's still double plastic. I mean, we'll see what happens.
It's yeah, very bad, very bad.
But what we normally do here on the podcast when this new season starts, we go through every card real quickly and we just give it a rating. We don't dive too much into what it can do, what it's doing. We just say if it's gold, platinum, what we think is going to be for the future. And let's kick that off, of course, with the maximum effort season here. And we already spoke about Hydra Bob and the card that's out. Let's go into next week card, which is another Series 5, which is Ajax. And he is an ongoing card. +1 power for each card in play afflicted with negative power. Tucker, what you give this card?
So, like, I think there's a lot of locations that can benefit this cards. I think he's a more archetype-specific card. I think what really locks him into a silver or potentially plastic is that it is an ongoing instead of an on-reveal ability. So
Yeah.
Luke Cage just counters this guy entirely. It does count your side of the board and your opponent's side of the board, which is cool. It's a different card to have in high Evo to be able to get some extra power in that 5 slot where you may have been teching in Leech. You can play it hand in hand with Abomination. That's probably where I'm going to be doing testing with him. I think, not talking about the card, but we talking about the Spotlight Week, has 2 of the best variants coming out this entire season with the Beta Ray Bill and the Dark Hawk. Which are going to be freaking
Beta
those
Ray
are
Bill
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right.
But the card overall, I think, is going to be more of a silver, more of a specific kind of archetype you have to play him with. He can get big. It's something you can copy with Mystique, which I guess is pretty cool. But I don't think he's super flexible. So that's why I wish he was also a 4-cost 4, like he was down to mine instead of the 5/5 where he's at now.
Yeah. I definitely think this card is going to be in the silver range or double silver range because the fact it is ongoing. It should have had the Gilgamesh ability. It should be in the reverse of Gilgamesh. That's my thought process. So now you're going to have to hope that on turn 5 you can play him. And on turn 6, you could probably play Taskmaster if you have priority just to copy those stats. Because you're right. Somebody drops Luke Cage, it's over for you. It's a done deal. So to me, it's just like,
well,
that's
just
horrible.
on their side, correct? Am I right about that?
Yeah. Well, yes. But remember, he gets +1 for both
each
sides.
card. Yes, correct. But it's not completely done, no way. Like you have your
No, of
side
course
still
not.
that has
Yeah,
afflicted cards. So,
of course, but
but
at the
yeah,
end
I
of the
get what you're
day,
saying. It's not as
it's
valuable
right. If
as
you
it would be if all the
both
cards
sides,
were afflicted with
cor-
negative. Yes.
correct, correct. And in most cases, your side is not going to be the one afflicted, right? It's going to be their side, especially in a high Evo list.
Well, if you're playing hazmat, right? You're
Yeah,
going
yeah,
Mystique hazmat. Everybody's going down a lot of
yeah.
power,
That's
and
fair.
then you play him, and
And
then you
Typhoid
play,
Mary,
and
that's
then
fine.
you play Luke Cage or something at the end as a surprise. Or if you have magic, you really extend out the game and really try to throw that Luke Cage on the last turn. You know what I mean, or something like that. Like high Evo, I think definitely goes hand in hand with him.
Yes.
Try to get that abomination. So I agree with Tucker. That's the first thing I thought about when I thought about Ajax. Abomination. Get your abomination down, kill people with the Cyclops and Thing and Wasp. I almost said that sentence wrong.
Well, bold take here though. With the OTA, I'm thinking they change some high Evo cards to potentially make Ajax better. Potentially do something to like the Thing, make the Thing better again.
Facelift, Tuck, right? Like, yeah, we need to give high Evo, and I think that's what Ajax was also trying to do too. It gives high Evo just that little bit of extra pop to him because he was kind of, as Guest Gaming was saying, he was kind of fading away in this meta. So,
I'm tired
like
of toxic. I'm tired of toxic lists.
Toxic is about to make a big return when Ajax comes out.
What's going to happen is everybody's playing high Evo. Everybody's playing Luke Cage next week. That's it. Luke Cage is going to be the star. He's going to be
that Rogue
80%.
and that Red Guardian.
Yes, Red Guardian. All that's going to be
Enchantress.
just yeah. It's going to be a fun time.
Yes, I think I'm gonna. It's a gold for me. I think it's going to be a gold. I'm just gonna play. I think that's an okay rating. I think that's an okay rating.
Here is the next card that I think would probably be the best card this season. Copycat. Now, when you draw this, it steals the text from the bottom card of your opponent's deck. So not only does it give you information what your opponent's running, but you know what your opponent's last card is, and you get the ability of it. So if you want a 3/5 Doom, there it is. You want a 3/5 Iron Man, there it is. You want a 3/5, the best card in Marvel Snap, Sage, there it is. I mean, Copycat to me is going to be the double platinum or diamond card.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, that's it. I'm done. I'm done on that level. Go ahead, Tuck. Your take on Copycat.
So prior to seeing the new season's video, I would have said she's platinum, potentially double platinum, because you never have to play this card. It's only when you draw it. When we got the intel that your opponent does not know that you drew Copycat or what ability you stole, she's immediately diamond. Like, this is literally next level. It is intel for your entire game plan. You can find out then and there if this is a matchup that is potentially winnable for you. If you stole their combo, and I think Willow posted something awesome on Twitter about it too, where it's like, if you look at the bad hits compared to the good hits, it's literally night and day. Like, you get to play Galactus on turn 3. Yes, it turns into a goblin. Okay, I'm not playing a goblin, but that is one less card they can send over to my side of the board. They have a dead 5 and -8 power card if they draw it. And like, it also lets you know, like, you draw Copycat, and then you play Korg or you play Rock Slide, and you mess up their shuffle. So then they can still draw that dead card. Like, it just feels really good at a 3/5 mid-range card, easily certified diamond card.
Facts.
Oh, sheesh.
Facts. Best card this season.
Big Tuck not playing with these ratings. He said diamond. That's up there.
It's the truth. It has to be platinum or diamond because that ability alone is bananas.
Wow. I don't know if I'm going diamond. I think like that. I don't just give away my diamonds. All right, diamonds are precious things, guys.
Diamonds are forever.
Guest Gaming's giving out diamonds. STG's giving out diamonds. Tucker comes, he's giving out diamonds.
Sorry.
You guys are rich. You guys are rich, baby.
The diamond card that I called, the diamond card I called was Sage, and she was a diamend.
She's not a
Guest
diamond.
called Dina as a diamond, and I think Dina is a platinum. But Copycat clearly can be a diamond.
Okay, now has the potential to be, but I don't
What's
know
your
if
take?
I
Top
can go
5.
diamond. I don't know if I could go diamond. I'm
Why
gonna
not?
go double. I almost
You
said
gonna say double gold? No way.
I was gonna
No. Oh,
double gold only because
Yeah,
I
this is
don't know what I'm getting. Number one, number two.
but
Wait,
okay.
number two. I
We're going
could be
infinite.
hitting a high power. I could be hitting Giganto. I could be hitting Lady
they still have
Sif.
to draw it.
I could be hit. You know what I mean? True. They still don't get. It does mess up a combo. I wanted to go platinum. I was fight. You saw me fighting with it right then and there. I don't know if it's diamond, but I was struck. Okay, I say platinum. I will say platinum because she has her benefits, but again, she does have her disadvantages. You don't know
Yes.
what you're hitting. You might not hit something that will be useful to you, but like you said, Tucker, you're at least know what your opponent is playing. You have the upper hand. Your opponent doesn't know that you know what they're playing, so you can kind of maneuver your list, your hand, everything to how you know your opponent's going to play out, right? So I think platinum is appropriate. I don't know if diamond and like because it's just so
Bro,
random.
it's
I don't know
so
what I'm getting. I might feel different after she comes out and I actually play the card. But
you will.
my first initial reaction is platinum. I almost
It's
went
me
double
auto
platinum.
conquest.
When you think about and when you think about the cards like you said that you can hit that are bad, the infinites, right? Because now infinites,
Infinite,
the
Giganto,
gigantos,
yeah,
those even the goblins, like you said, those are the cards you hit that's bad. But think about every other card that you can hit that's fantastic, right? At a 3/5.
it is. Yeah.
Okay, let's even get crazy.
What if I
with
hit
it.
Destroyer?
But it's
Just
like
saying.
bottom of
But you
their
don't
deck
have to
though, so
play
they don't
it
always
though,
draw
bro.
this card either. Yeah,
And you don't have to play it. That's the whole point. You don't
it's
have
in
to
your
play that
hand.
card.
It's just
Okay, that's true.
So
That is true. That is
so
true.
think about the craziness. You Iron Lad first, and you get a copycat. Then copycat draws after that. That's two cards that you're, but like it's going to get crazy where copycat will be that card that people's like, aha, I got their hella. Discard
snap.
away, my friends, right? Discard away, right? Or I draw copycat, and now I got you, like you said, your
That is correct,
tribunal.
but I think
Now I
platinum
got
is
your
a good enough
tribunal. What you
rating.
doing?
I'm just saying, not diamond.
All right, bro. We're not gonna dive into that too much. Let's go into the next card of the season. And this card, I'm definitely gonna give
I could be wrong.
a platinum rating, because this card, I believe, will be the end at the end, but it's going to definitely upset all Arishem players out there. Cassandra Nova is on reveal, steal 1 power from each card in your opponent's deck. Not only do you have to play the DeadPool Diner and get all the bubs in the world to get this card, not a lot, but
15
enough,
mil.
right? Then you have to get 500 mil, right, to get the variant.
Yep.
So I'll be doing a lot of bub playing and a lot of bub snapping. So if you guys see me on the ladder for Diner,
You
snap to
playing
hit
what?
those bubs. A lot of
Donate
bubs.
to STG.
Yeah,
Click that
send
link
them
down
to
below.
SCP for that. That's right. She's on reveal. Steal 1 power from each card in your opponent's deck. So it was drained at one point with data mine. We weren't sure if she's going to get that power or she's just going to steal it from it. But we saw from the video, it's guaranteed. She steals it and adds it to her power. This is a 3/1, ladies and gentlemen. This means you can play this card. You can then hit it with a Grandmaster. You could put it on Wong when you're done. Pause. What happens to your opponent's deck at that point, especially if they're running Arishem? Now all the cards in Arishem deck is going to be bananas. I think this card definitely gets a platinum rating. It can definitely go. Excuse me.
It just takes a 1 power hit. Not that hurtful.
I'm sorry. It takes a 1 power hit from the opponent's deck. But bro, if you're playing if you're playing against an Arishem who has 17 cards when you play this card, let's go 15 cards when you play this card, right? She's getting plus 50. That's 16 power 3 cost card right there. Now let's not.
She gets a 3/7 because you'll have 6 cards in your deck if you just play it on turn 3 without any other stuff.
Correct. If it's not Arishem.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go back to Arishem. You play this on Wong or you play this on
whatever. She's cracked. I was just like, damn.
That's exactly. So think about that. Like, that's crazy to me. I'm a Sage enjoyer, Sage lover. This card comes second to Sage when it comes to power for me. That's what I feel.
Yeah, take it easy on Sage there, buddy. You would buy her dinner first.
That's my boo. Sage is my girl. So yeah, I'm giving this a platinum rating. Definitely Copycat, I think, is going to be higher, double platinum. So platinum for me. Tuck, how you feel about Cassandra?
I like the platinum, and I think we're already in like a Darkhawk dominant meta. So if you're just throwing in rocks into their deck anyways, you get that an extra +1. And you know what stands out to me more than just like her ability? She's a 3/1. Ravona is already running rampant. This is another Ravona card.
Yep.
So you could play this
Or
and
negative.
Sage on the same turn, or you can, like you said, play this with negative. I think it's like I really like that we're getting Series 5 cards able to like just be able to get without having to spend tokens. Yes, you have to grind, but it's another game mode for us to play, and it's separate than ladder. It's not going to mess up your ladder ranking. It's not going to mess up your conquest. It's a different game mode, and I think a lot of the rewards they have in that shop overall makes this even more worth grinding for in order to be able to get resources for other stuff. So I like this at a platinum as well. And opposed to like Ajax, this also does work with Ajax, by the way. This is going to be really cool because it's an unreveal. It's not an ongoing. So like power is immediately there. You can bounce this card, play some Darkhawk bounce,
Grandmaster with
and
it.
then you're throwing more rocks in their deck too, and then you Cassandra again. If you do bounce this, there's the chance to be able to get Darkhawk buffed again, and then Cassandra up again. Like it feels good, and I think she's going to be a solid card. Excited to see what happens. How many people are actually going to get her is also what I'm interested to see. How many people can grind? How sweaty DeadPool's diner is going to be, but platinum.
Yeah. It's going to be the week that Rivals come out, so I hope everybody's playing Rivals so I could just get all the bubs in the world.
You get that variant.
Yes, I need that. So if I don't get that variant, I'm not playing Snap anymore.
Both of them.
Yes, exactly. I'm not playing Snap. If I don't get that variant, I'm not playing Snap anymore. Sino, what is because that's it. I'm done. Like, oh, never? All right, cool. What is your take on Cassandra Nova?
I think you guys both hit the nail right on the head. I don't have too much to add onto it other than I can't wait to play this card. I think she's cracked. I'm giving her double platinum actually. But yeah, this card is cracked. I agree with Tucker. Darkhawk is gonna love this. And like he said, Ajax, right? That was the name of the last time. I'm sorry, it just slipped my mind. I was trying so hard to get it. I think it's going to work brilliant with that because every card that you're playing already has one stolen power to it. It's so cracked. I think she's going to be a double platinum. I think this is the closest I've gotten to diamond in these ratings. I can't really wait to play Cassandra because I think I love the power and not the power. I love the cost of the card. It's going to be great. 3 is just so workable in archetypes and anything you kind of play. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's do it.
All right, listen, like I said, I'm with you. I think this card's gonna be great. Ravona, negative. Damn, this is just bounce.
It's
what
gonna,
the
yeah, the negative, the
over.
bounce, the just, oh my God. And the value, like you said, if they play Arishem, the value you're gonna get from her is just gonna be insane. So,
Agreed.
like,
Wong and Taskmaster this. I know that's one of your guys' favorite things. So
yes,
you already know.
Exactly. You got the Wong Mystique. And the Sage, and that Sage list that he has too. Like you can work Onslaught onto the on Wong Paws, and then you play like it's gonna.
Listen,
it's
let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm removing Wolfsbane and putting in Nova. That's it. Is that simple?
Yes, exactly. Perfect.
That's it.
Yes.
So I could put
or you did have a 3 slot there with Red Guardian. You could take out Red Guardian and put Nova.
Take out Wolfsbane.
Yeah, Wolfsbane's only.
I just like the way Wolfsbane interacts with the Wong poles and the whole combination of Wong Mystique or Wong. And it's a second Taskmaster option for me.
Well, she would be the second one. That's what I'm trying to say. Now she.
Okay, it makes sense. It would just be nice to have 3.
I need something to turn off the madness. So if somebody plays Mobius to be the fun police, Red Guardian remove that. Mobius,
fun police.
So you either put Rogue or Red Guardian. Those are the people you swap out. You cannot swap out Red Guardian for her. I think it's too much because then at that point, are you playing Wolfsbane? No, Wolfsbane's gonna stay in your hand because you don't play Cassandra, right? So I mean, it's one or the other. So that's what I think.
Makes sense.
We'll see how things go.
Too many options could be a problem. You're right.
Yeah, be too greedy. All right, so that's the season in a whole, guys. Like we said, it's going to be phenomenal. They have a new wonderful event called DeadPool Dynasty. The only way you can get Cassandra, that will be, of course, on July 23rd. This is August 13th. Well, I thought it was the 23rd.
So August 13th is when she is able to be purchased in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
So if
so
she
you
goes
could-
live with the diner on the 23rd, the same week as Copycat.
but
So
you
you will
can
get the
purchase her
jump.
still.
Yeah, if you
But
play
the variant will only be in the diner. So
Diner.
okay, so you guys don't really have to get sweaty unless you want to get that variant like I do. And so you guys already see the spotlights that are coming out. Like
right.
he said, that Dark Hawk and that Beta Ray Bill is going to be phenomenal. I mean, even Ajax's variant looks crazy. I
Insane.
love it.
Yeah, the Beta Ray Bill and the Dark Hawk
Copycat
are insane. Also, yeah. Look at
will be
Thanos.
with Carl
Wallet.
and Thanos. Like he about to play football. He definitely
We got
about to
Cold City and
tackle
then
some-
Thanos.
Yeah, up here, down here. Yeah, facts.
Knifeforge Nico's
And
back.
of course,
Ooh, Hope Summers.
Nico
is crazy.
Proximate.
Right
that
there.
Hope Summers is banana. I love all that.
Yeah.
And of course, we
Yeah.
have the new locations coming out. Weapon X facility, discard a card to draw a card. So interesting there. And of course, Tucker's Taco Truck. Add a chimichanga to your hand. If you guys seen the chimichanga seeds,
Yeah, I saw that in the
Deadpool.
video. I'm not crazy about that one. It's okay.
You know, like it's like a Hulkbuster, but for free.
Yeah.
yes,
I don't
for
like
free.
I don't like how Deadpool is about to really come up off that shit. Like I'm like a Deadpool when it gets procked up, it gets annoying as fuck.
Shaw will too, though.
That's
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
why-
yeah, true.
that's why you keep Red Guardian in your back pocket.
Mhm.
Then of course, the album's coming out. Deadpool album, of course, it looks pretty cool. Like all of this awesomeness, and we have, of course, we need this one here. This is pretty awesome. The Eliath. We know how much our boy Sino loves Eliath. And of course, we have the Wolverine, which is out now. We do have this out. Shout out to Second
Yes,
Dinner
that was fire.
having a what we call that not booster, a what they call that, the secondary. Like you didn't have to have every new Wolverine. You could have had,
The bundle
forgot what they called
variants and
The bundle.
yeah.
Mhm.
but they call it something. Was it like secondary, whatever the case is?
Yeah,
Shout out to
secondary
you
options or
guys.
something, yeah.
Yes. So you don't need, you didn't need to have all the main ones. You could have that is amazing. Second Dinner, and I hope the people on Reddit give you your props for that because they give you heat for everything else. And
Yeah.
of course, this is the diner. This is what we're talking about. This is what I'll be playing a lot of. That's why I'm planning to go infinite day 3. By day 3, it's supposed to be day 1, but
You know it's day
Take away
2,
from-
right?
listen, bro, yeah, I can get to infinite by tomorrow.
Okay, just checking.
I wanted to do it last night, but the day got away from me yesterday and today. So, but yes, because come July 23rd, again, I'm sorry to bring up Rivals, but we will be playing Rivals, and I got to play this. I got to grind this out to get that.
You got a lot on your plate, buddy.
All right. Then, of course, if you guys aren't already, come hang out. Yeah, I know. It's all right. We got this. If you guys aren't already, come hang out with myself, Sino, or Tucker, or the rest of Power On Gaming, and get those Twitch drops, guys. All right. Get you this awesome Wolverine variant by just sitting back and enjoying your favorite streamers. All right. I did a 7-hour stream yesterday just for that. And every hour on the hour, I gave away 2 of the $5 Venom bundles to the people in chat. So again, come hang out with us. We're always doing awesome things. I saw Tucker beginning of his stream when I got in there. He said, we're not getting off. We're playing all the way through. So come watch it. Get your wonderful drops. You don't have to leave. Sit
Right.
back and relax. And if you get tired, because I get tired, I understand, just leave the screen on. You'll be all right. You'll wake up and have all your free stuff. Then, of course, on the 26th, we'll be doing it again, but we'll leave more of that for you guys after that. Yeah, of course. All right. So now the season is out. It's a fun time. Snap meta is kind of in a okay spot. We're going to dive into what I call, of course, on the show, the top 5. We had to do it for Sino, of course, the top 5. And this segment, we're going to be talking about no other than the top 5 on reveal cards for each of us. So,
Which
Sino,
was
I'll
not
let you
an
go first.
easy thing to do, bro. So
Yes.
at the same time, this was fun, and at the same time, I kind of fucking hate you, like, because this was agonizing to do. Honestly, I was looking through all the cards, and I'm just like, I love that card. Oh damn, but I love that card. I'm literally going through my list. I'm like, erase. Okay, no. Add it. Okay, no. Erase. I'm like, damn, man, this is hard to do. But yeah. Oh, you want me to go first? My bad.
Yes, of course.
I got you. All right. So number 5, My number 5 on reveal card is Storm. All right. Wind
Number
in
5.
my hand.
Wow.
Storm is now the best control card, in my opinion.
Okay.
Well, lockdown card, not control, but in my opinion, she is way cheaper than playing Professor X. And now that you can move things into Professor X, really is no appeal for me to play Professor X. I'd rather just play Storm, and then you can do things like Absorbing Man or whatever else if you're really trying to get, or Legion later on instead of Professor X, and really try to get toxic with that. Storm, like we have covered in our top 3 cost cards, Storm was also ranked very high amongst all 3 of us. So yeah, Storm is my number 5. With the Professor X nerf, she's my number 5 on reveal card now.
Okay.
Number 4, I'm going with Odin. Shout out to the wait, is it God of Thunder or God of what is Odin God of?
Well, his son is
He's
Thor, the
is
god of thunder.
The King of Asgard.
King of
Yes,
Asgard. Yeah.
There you go.
See, we don't know.
He's
So there you go.
the
He
king
just
of
runs
Asgard.
all the gods.
What you worried about?
Yeah.
Continue.
Odin is definitely number 4 for me. Can re-trigger all your other on reveal cards in that lane. So it's good for your White Tigers. It's good for the Wong combinations pause. It's great for all your other on reveal cards. Yeah, it's a real, and it's got a great 8 power stat to it, right? So Odin is definitely my number 4. Number 3, STG is going to be very happy with this because I had to choose Sage. Now, this was a hard one for me because number 3 and number 2 where I was fighting with both of them, but one of them I feel like impacts the game a little bit more than
Sage
the
is
other.
number 3 for you. Wow.
So
Okay,
the
continue.
Sage is number 3 for me. Just getting to experience Wong, Mystique, and Sage, and then Taskmaster has been such a pleasurable experience for me. I can't tell you how satisfying that is. Or if you get Onslaught on that combination, and then you put the Sage right there, and then you hit the Taskmaster, and this is all possible with STG's list. You guys got to check it out. But yeah, it definitely satisfying. So Sage hit number 3 for me, and then number 2 is a card I hate with every fiber of my being. Oh my god, I hate this fucking card so much.
It has to be number 2. Yes.
So impactful to honor reveal. I mean, it's so impactful just to the game period. It is the purple fart. Elias.
Yeah, love it.
Fuck Elias. I can't stand this card, guys. I mean, granted, it's prio dependent, but we were all giving up in the state of giving up prio with this recent meta, that now Elias is starting to come back around and haunt its ugly fucking head, and I'm really not looking forward to seeing any more of it. But the 10 power is just too attractive, plus the ability. Yes, thank you, because I was floating. I was trying to get it. I hate it so much, it's messing me up right now. The ability is too appealing to not play it, right? So it's definitely the number 2, in my opinion. I'm just gonna move on because I'm getting so angry. And number 1 is my boy Taskmaster. I love Taskmaster. Just copying the power of the previous card you played. Now, whatever that card may be, maybe you procced up Black Panther ridiculous and you using Taskmaster. Maybe your Venom is procced up crazy and you're using Taskmaster next turn. Maybe you got Infinite out early somehow, and now you want to copy that and get 220s. Bang. You got Shuri there to run with Taskmaster. So whatever you're playing and doubling up right there, Taskmaster it right afterwards and win your game. Taskmaster is the number 1. And I'm sure people don't agree, but I love Taskmaster. So number 1 on reveal card out there to help you win games, in my opinion, Taskmaster. Let's go.
All right. I love it. Love your top 5. Great list.
Thank you.
Of course, Tuck, you're up next. How do you feel? What is your 5 on reveals?
So, my number 5 is going to be Pixie. I really like Pixie. I use her a lot in a variety of different lists, some with Mobius, some without, because I like to just live on the edge with RNG, which you will actually notice with most of these cards on this list, they are RNG dependent. So I do love Pixie at my number 5. At my number 4, I'm going to go with my boy, who Sino did talk about just briefly, and that is going to be Venom.
Ooh.
Venom is my number 4. Before I really started streaming way more proactively, all I played was Destroy. And I love Destroy. Venom's had his come ups. People have been talking about nerfing Venom forever because he's just so good. He had probably his best variant come out yesterday, which looks absolutely insane.
Oh yes,
goodness.
Great.
I gifted 20 of those. I gifted 20 of those on stream last night.
So chef's kiss.
Yes,
that's my number 4. Number 3, Sino also talked about this card a little bit as well. It is going to be Shuri. Shuri is going to be my number 3. I love Shuri. I love Shuri Sauron. That's what I used in the tournament at SnapCon last year. I've made all sorts of different Shuri lists. I love Shuri Kitty. I love Shuri Sauron. I like Shuri Nimrod.
Fun fact.
I
don't know if you know this, but do you remember where the Sauron Shuri play kind of originated from?
Where did it originate from?
Your boy.
STG made the first Shuri Sauron list.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Shout
because
out to
he doesn't get the credit that he deserves, so I had to do that flex for him there because
when Sauron came out, nobody wanted to play Sauron, and I did that first day with Red Skull. That's when Shuri could be in any other lane, and you could Red Skull anywhere else. And we got Red Skull to the maximum number. It was so crazy, and then we played it on Bar Sinister, and I taskmaster another lane. It was the best stream ever. Smart. Then I took that list into the first online tournament that Snap had against Teddy Ninja, and beat Teddy Ninja. To this day, I think Johnny B. Good always crack jokes like, "Yeah, Teddy say don't want to talk to you no more because you beat him in that tournament."
And and the day after, he's leaving that part out because the day after, there's the part 2 of the tournament. Everybody was running Shuri Sauron.
Because it's so good.
Fact for you.
Yes.
Where the Shuri Sauron came from.
No, that's awesome. So I pay all my homage to one of my favorite. Sauron didn't make this list. He's my honorable mention, but I love that card. Literally, we got an emote for it and everything. But that is homage to STG there, and let's freaking go! Shout out to you, STG.
We have the YouTube channels up for proof. If you guys need it. Savages is the name of the list from way back when. Good times. But continue.
Awesome. So this is where it's going to get a little interesting. Okay, for the past year/year and a half, I've had a solidified number 1 on reveal card that has been my favorite card in the game, but my number 2 has now surpassed my number 1. So my number 1 is now in the number 2 slot. So my number 2 favorite on reveal card is Iron Lad. I love Iron Lad. Iron Lad always hits for me. Iron Patriot, Iron Darkhawk. Love Iron Lad. I played Iron Lad in Destroy with Old Lady Deathstrike, where she could destroy anything with less power than her.
Yeah.
That was the best. That was what you needed.
Agreed.
That's what you need to stay at right there.
That was disgusting. So that's my number 2. And my number 1, shout out to the queen, the absolute best 1-drop in the game, Nico. Nico is my number 1 on reveal. Those spells just change the game, can flip it back into your favor. Oh, I need to change this limbo off. I have no way to change it off. Boom. I need to change this nowhere. I can't do any of my on reveals. Boom. Oh, I need to move a card over to the right. I can't move anything into Sanctum Sanctorum. Boom. I have a dead hand. I need to destroy cards, and I draw my cards that actually help me complete the combo. Boom. Oh, I have this pesky little card who does one thing. Turn it into a demon. Boom. There's 6 power from this dead card over here. Oh, Nico on Carmitage, you're 2 power? No, I'm a 1/8 now. Yeah, get on my level. Oh, yeah. You want this other card to get extra power? Boom. There's 7 spells. 7 spells. Just perfection.
I love it. That list is flawless. That's a great list. I love it. Okay. All right. Nico's number 1. Listen, hey, I get it. Nico's a great card. I had Nico number 1 for the other things, the number 1 cost, right? So I totally get the top 5 1 cost. So great list, guys. I mean, listen, my list, you could tell I'm definitely a beta player with my list. I'm about to tell you guys my on reveal cards here. Start with number 5. My number 5 on reveal card that I know don't get that much love recently, but I'm going to definitely play this card list, or this card in this card list. And that's Wave, guys. Wave is one of the best on reveal cards out there. Allowing you to play your 6 and 5 cost cards on the next turn. I think Wave is great. Old Wave was also awesome, especially with Death. Death Wave, again, another card list that, kind of came from this crazy brain of mine. So much fun back in the day when Death would go to 0. But besides all that, Wave right now is still a phenomenal on reveal card that nobody really plays because, of course, now with cards like Arishem, Electro, and everything else, Hope Summers, you could cheat out energy a whole lot easier than having to drop Wave. But Wave with her best friend Galactus is still phenomenal, right? So I still love Wave. Next on the list, of course, the OG on reveal king, especially with Sandman decks, Black Sands, and all that, is Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom putting 15 power on the board. That's a phenomenal card. You drop Dr. Doom on a Carmortage. Just watch the light show, ladies and gentlemen. So Dr. Doom is my number 4 pick. Then my number 3 pick. One of my favorite cards still in Marvel Snap. I mean, I haven't really spoken about it, but this card list got me to Infinite many times. Played with it a lot in, of course, the beta days, and that's, of course, Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, I love being able to, the card list that come, the cosmic powers, being able to have 2 infinites, be able to, power up one side, destroy it, pull it back with Ghost Rider. Always a great time with cosmic powers. Always a blast.
Such a good card.
Yes, and now with Black Knight, Ghost Rider is so phenomenal. So Ghost Rider is definitely my number 3. And of course, my number 2 is the card everybody hates, and it has to be Alioth. The card is just so powerful, especially now at a 6/10, and what it can do. Yes, you need to have priority, but guess what? You can make it happen. Come on, playing Sandman on 5 and then Alioth on 6 is just so mean, right? But at the end of the day, or Doom, but at the end of the day, Alioth needs to get his props. That's why he's number 2 on my list.
I hate that fucking card.
And then number 1, as Sino mentioned, got to be Sage. The fact that Sage was touted to be just, hey, you just get a nice 3/8. That's a great card. There's a 3/8. Nobody really thought about Wong. Nobody even thought about Taskmaster with her. And the fact that I'm doing crazy numbers, getting a 98 power Sage, 105. Mind you, Black Panther would have been in that spot. Sucks about Black Panther right now is what's going to happen next, right? There's no way we can cheat Black Panther's power or his costs low enough so that on the last turn we could play Panther Zola.
It's too predictable. No way. It's too
Yeah,
predictable.
at this point,
you know what's happening here.
Yeah. So Sage has to take that spot, and that's why she's my number 1.
She is unpredictable. Yeah, it's very hard to calculate what's coming at you when they're dropping Sage. Like you have to kill the combo of Wong first in order. You're not planning for Sage. So that is a great card. I did sleep on her. So yeah. Props to you.
Again, another card list that people out there playing right now. And yes, she's great in negative. People ask me, why don't have negative in the card list? I don't need negative. I don't want to rely on that negative play. I don't want to have to rely, all right, guys, we need negative. No, I don't need to rely on that. I prefer to play it out. And I think Sage by herself without negative is also phenomenal. Now, thank you guys for those top 5s. You guys down below, let us know what you think. Let us know which one is right. What is your top 5 list? I would like to know, right? Let us know what your top 5 lists
are. Who had the better top 5 list? Was it the King Tucker? Was it the actual right answer, Sino? Was it STG, the wrong answer? Let us know.
This guy is hilarious.
One here with their best top 5.
That is fair. Now we go on to a wonderful event that happened last weekend, last Saturday, live on the Power On Gaming channel.
That's right.
The host with the most, King Tucker's Arishem of Anarchy.
That's right. Arishem Anarchy, baby. Let's go. You gotta say it like that.
Arishem Anarchy.
There you go, Tuck. There we go, Tuck. That was the best one. Let's go. That was the best one.
I have a 1-year-old sleeping and I can't get too crazy.
Well, then you leave it up to the professionals.
I'm gonna keep the ASMR or ASMR. Yeah,
he doesn't say anything hype, Tuck. Everything is
hey, I'm so excited right now.
It's like, yo, bro, Barry White. You gotta get excited, bro. You gotta get pumped.
I'll get excited. Don't worry about it. We good right now. But nonetheless,
good right now. Yeah,
we good right now. There's people that like to hear the calm, soothing voice, and they like to hear the loud voice. It's okay. You have all mixtures here on this call, right? You have the calm voice, you have the energy god Tucker, and then you have the in between, which is Sino. So we're all good here. Nonetheless, last week Saturday was an awesome event hosted by King Tucker, powered by Power On Gaming.
That's right.
The we give the backstory about how this all came to fruition. So at Power On Gaming, I like to have weekly calls with the team to see where everybody's at. Also give everybody their flowers, right? For all the awesome things that they're doing, growing, becoming better at what they wanted to do prior to Power On and then being in Power On. I like to give them their flowers. Then we also like to discuss what we have going on. And I like to give the floor to the team to find out what they want to do. And when Arishem was coming out, the only two people in the chat that mentioned something was Tucker and ItsGuestGaming. They wanted to do a Arishem tournament. So we heard about it. We talked about it. The difference here is we're not going to let things go to the wayside, right? Once you say something, we're going to remember it. We're going to come after you and ask you what you want to do. So at that moment, I was talking to Sino like I normally do on a daily basis to give him shit for not doing what he's supposed to do, or he gives me shit for wanting to do too much.
More of that one. The second one, he said more of that one.
Definitely both. Definitely both. But nonetheless, he brought up Tucker. He's like, hey, didn't Tucker want to do an event with Arishem? I said, yes. Reach out to Tuck and see how he wants to do this. Sino did that finally. See, Sino does what he's supposed to do. Reached out to Tuck. Tuck did mention he wanted to do an event. He wasn't sure how to pull it off, but this is what he wanted to do. And he laid it out, tried to figure out a name. I said a name. They didn't like it. Sino said a name right after. Oh, I like that name. Because I said Arishem Madness or Mad, yes. And they're like, nah. Anarchy is the way to go. So we had the name, we had the title, and then we went from there. Tucker put in the work. He found his casting partner, which did a phenomenal job.
Yes, you guys
shout out to Perry, because we're doing casting with Perry this Friday at
Perry's
Brooklyn.
so
Yes, Perry is phenomenal at casting, especially these type of games. I'm waiting for a Power On event. We could put Perry and ItsGuestGaming in a room and have them cast. Who knows? Maybe at Brooklyn, we probably might pull that off. We'll see what happens. But nonetheless, Perry and Tucker did the damn thing and was casting some of these phenomenal matches of Anarchy. And it was
definitely anarchy during that whole damn tournament. There was nothing but anarchy going on. Yes.
But I definitely want to give a shout out to Tucker for his dedication, putting in his time.
Yep.
And also getting the people from his kingdom involved. Like, that's the biggest piece that I loved about the entire thing, was not just keeping it to friends, pals, members in Power On. The fact that he reached out to his community was like, hey, I'm doing this tournament. I want you guys in it. We're going to do a tournament outside of this, and the top 8's going to make it. That right there was phenomenal, because we got the community involved. They showed up. They were respected King's Tucker's time, and they made it happen.
It was almost like a 2-day event, you would really think of. It
really was.
You had like a 2-day event, because you had the Kingdom matches on Tucker's channel from Tucker's Discord. And just some background, guys. The Kingdom is Tucker's Discord. Really, really great place to be.
100%.
Just period for gaming, not just Snap or anything. Like, just period for gaming. Super great people in there. Tucker's in there. You could talk directly to him. He interacts with everybody in there, and everybody in there is helpful with each other. So even if you have a question and you don't know the answer, you just throw it in his Discord, and boom, everybody will answer it for you. You know what I mean? So that's what we talk about when the Kingdom versus Power On. It was Tucker's Discord, and everybody from out there played great on Friday. Really great matches on Tucker's channel. So you guys join the Discord. You know what I mean? You could probably get in the next tournament.
Exactly. And he had the top 8, and those members went it up against Power On's 8 members. Now, we didn't have an internal Power On matchup. We just said, hey, guys, we need 8 people from Power On to step up and go ahead and battle in the tournament. And those 8 players did a phenomenal job, including Sino himself, who did some shit. I was surprised. He played well. He won the first round.
Man. That second round. Well, if you guys would have saw my first round, it was so good. I had like 3 blobs on the field. It was so good. With the Dark Hawk coming in, it was so good. It was so good. But it was so much fun too. I honestly, it changed my whole perspective on Arishem, because I was so down on the card. After playing it and in the tournament and having that much fun, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I actually really like this card. I really mess with it.
It's a phenomenal card. I agree. Yeah. So we're not gonna spoil it too much in there, but we do have the link to the full tournament down below if you guys should check it out. But it was a phenomenal set of matches all the way to the end.
And yes,
in the championship match where it was just phenomenal.
And shout out to the championship match. We had White Wayne Brady versus Helkin.
Yeah,
correct?
just spoil the whole thing after I said I don't want to spoil it. It's
well, this is the power of editing. It's the power of
not editing shit. That's what it is. There it goes, guys. There goes the championship match. You should still watch it because you don't know who won the championship match. You don't know who won the champ. So you should go ahead and watch
those were the two people. I didn't say.
Match, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Don't worry, Tucker. I get this edited out. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's fine.
I got that kind of power. I got that kind of pull, Tucker. Don't worry.
It is what it is. Nonetheless, shout out to that championship match. I totally agree. But back to that, Tucker, great job. How do you feel about the entire thing overall? From start to end, what was your take on it? How do you feel? Let the people know.
I want to say first and foremost, thank you guys for really helping out with brainstorming, with helping running it, everything behind the scenes, the production. Like, I think that really was what established it to be something we could do more of in the future. And I think the reciprocation from everyone too, it was a tournament, but it felt more fun than just like a sweaty tournament. And I think that's what just was really good. And like Perry did an absolutely amazing job casting. He led that casting and he did great. I was just there to follow his lead because he was just doing phenomenal. Huge kudos to him. And I think it really set a precedent of something we want to do with Power On as a whole. Like something like this, where it is us and the community doing something together, making Marvel Snap fun. Like you can do tournaments and make them be fun. You can add rules so it's not super sweaty. Like with this right here, we had maybe minimal rules. Like maybe it was just like no Agatha. That's like the only thing. We wanted you to play your decks. You got an Agatha from Arishem? It did happen.
Happened to me. My first game, Agatha. No, on my first round, first game, Agatha. And it's literally, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Agatha? It's sure. No, I retreated that game too. It was so bad, but yeah, my bad.
But no, like it's just that's what made this also so much better. Is we've been looking for a draft mode, and we got Arishem without having to have a full draft mode, and was able that's what I like about the tournament too. Is we are showcasing a card, and if you are watching Second Dinner, people love this. Just having these type of events where you can showcase the brand new card that just came out, make it fun, make it competitive. Like it's totally possible. And I don't know, it just set a great precedent from start to finish that this is something that we can do for the community, something we can do going forward, and that we are here for you guys. We want to hear all feedback about it too. What did you guys think about it? And I just had a blast. And from all of the I've heard so far, everyone else had an amazing time. It was some people's first tournament, some people's third or fourth tournament, and they were like, this is one of the most fun events I think I've ever been in.
Nice. This was so much fun. I think it went extremely well. Shout out to you and Perry for killing it on the casting. Shout out to someone who made his debut in producing during our Juneteenth event, but now is branching off and really making a name for himself in the producing area. STG, shout out to you running the boards and everything behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's fine, but it's definitely the people up front, right? It's you guys, people in the front that they see that really matters. I just push buttons and tell people to do what they have to do. That's it. I'm just in the air saying what we got it, but you guys will make it happen. But no, I definitely had a blast, and yes, that was a feedback from a lot of people. Bidding a lot of people's streams and talking to other names, and they're just like, yeah, that was fun, and they said thank you for still running tournaments, right? Because there's no real Snap tournament scenes out there like that, right? We have Snap Judgment League Snap Judgment League matches that happen, right? And then of course we have Theo Jarton doing his thing as well. Shout out to Theo Jarton and Pulse Glazer. But that's really it. It's the community driven event.
Before that, we had the Felicity League also. Before that, of course, to a minimal. Yeah, but
Dexter knows about the tournament too. Dexter was talking about certain winners and stuff in the tournament, and giving some congrats. So
yeah,
it's I don't know who could possibly be in the championship.
I'm just telling you, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That people from everywhere is just like, I love this, and I'm happy this is happening. We do have stuff like Conquerors that happen as well. But yeah, I think it goes back to what you're saying. We don't want the sweaty tournaments that, yes, those are there. That's good. But I think Second Dinner should really look at the kind of things that can be done with the lowest production possible.
Mhm.
That if we had a higher production, I think it would be even crazier. Now, I'm not saying lower as like I'm a lower, productionist or person running the stuff in the back. I mean, listen, I had a lot of work to do, right?
Yeah.
And we got it done. So, but it was fun being able to do two different things, one recording, one not, and seeing the benefits of each. So I did a recording is way more controlled. Do all your stuff posts, and then you just say, all right, push the button, here it goes, here it goes, here it goes. But doing it live was fun too. The biggest thing live was just some people's machines couldn't handle certain things. Either way, we walked through it. You guys didn't know any mishaps happening in the background. Everything still worked out the way it was, and the tournament went very great. So the question on everybody's mind is, when is the next one? Tucker, how you feeling? When's the next Tucker tournament? Not just Arishem. When's the next Tucker's tournament? That's what we got to think about.
I'm thinking potentially either post SnapCon, late August, or September, making use of some of these new Activate cards.
Yes, all right, I like that. The Tucker Activate tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Some more AAs. There you go.
We'll come up with something. You let us come up with the names.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
You let us come up with names, and we'll.
That's hilarious. So you guys heard it here first. After SnapCon or in September with the Activate cards. Tucker's next big tournament event. So if you guys want to be a part of it, as he mentioned before, go ahead, go sign up to that Kingdom Discord. It'll be in the link down below, or go to Tucker's stream and go get it from there. And definitely go ahead and support your favorite streamers out there, because of course, without you guys, we can't make this possible. We can't make this happen.
Not at all.
But we do love to feel loved. So definitely come on by and say how much you enjoy or don't enjoy a certain thing.
Oh, and
for example,
shout out to the mods during the Arishem tournament too.
Yes.
The mods putting in a lot of work. Can't forget about the mods. The mods putting in a lot of work during these events. They always hold us down, and they're the best mods out there. So shout out to y'all, all right?
100%. Our mods are unmatched. Shout out to them for real. But yes, we had someone came on my stream yesterday and said, hey, you guys talk over each other on the podcast. He wanted to give feedback on the podcast, sure. And he said that you guys kind of talk over each other in the podcast. Understood. We take any type of feedback here, guys. It could be good, bad, worse, whatever it is. Please leave a comment down below. And please enjoy the snap, guys. Enjoy snapping. The season is about to get crazy. The meta.
You know what? We hate your feedback and never watch. No, I'm just playing. Just playing.
Never watch. At that note, we're gonna head out, guys. Tucker, thanks for coming by. Hope you're on some more episodes. This was a fun.
This was dope.
Definitely love your insight. Yeah, love your insight on a lot of things.
Cured our. We were like are sick a little bit from missing guests, so you cured a little bit of that for us. Thank you so much, Tucker. We're sitting here like, oh man, no guest, and then Tucker comes through and saves the day. Let's go.
Speak for yourself for no guest. It was toxic when guest was not guest. We miss you.
We miss you. Cameras off. Thank God that guy's on vacation. I can't stand that guy.
Well, speaking of which, guest comes back, I think, next week. I don't know when he comes back, but guest will be back real soon, guys. We're on our 67th episode. Help us get to 1K followers before our 69th. It's 2 more episodes to go.
That's right.
So please help us out, guys. Help us get to 1K.
Show that love.
We're trying our best so we can get
subscribe button.
Yes, please. We appreciate it. All right, guys. Thanks again. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.